Hello and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming. This Super Mario Land 2 video shows you a complete walkthrough played on the Nintendo Switch Online service and will cover all 32 levels. This is a direct sequel to Super Mario Land and is more like a traditional Super Mario game than the original Super Mario Land, still with a few differences. It plays on a map system like the classic games, and your goal is to get a golden coin in the last level of a zone, and when you get all 6 you can face Wario to complete the game. Before you can explore and go to any zone you want, you have to play the first level, the only level in the game that you can't play more than once. Mario can run and jump. He starts off small, and if he gets hit he will lose a life. When he gets a power up, he can get hit but lose the power up. This level is full of classic enemies. Goombas, which you can stomp on, Koopa Troopers, which you can pick up their shells and throw it. Picking up a Super Mushroom allows Mario to turn into Super Mario. This allows you to smash stronger bricks, and if you get hit you get turned into regular Mario. Collecting 100 coins does not give you an extra life like in previous games. You use coins for a gambling minigame. These are flying versions of Goombas, and if you stomp on them they lose their wings and become regular Goombas. You can't stomp on piranha plants. You can use fireballs to defeat them. Instead of 1-up mushrooms, hearts will give you extra lives in this game. Superstar power-ups gives you invincibility for a short while. Mario will be flashing and the music will change. If you defeat 5 enemies with it, you will get an extra life. The bell that you can activate in every level is the midway checkpoint. If you die, you will start from the bell. The Fire Flower power-up turns Mario into Fire Mario and can throw a fireball one at a time. It can defeat most enemies with it. If you get hit, you will turn back to Super Mario, so power-ups like these allow you to get hit twice before losing a life. Also, unlike most Mario games, you don't need to be Super Mario first before one appears. Similar to Super Mario Land, but instead of 2 exits, you have to ring a bell. If you ring the bell and then take the exit, you will get one of 2 mini-games to play that rewards extra lives or power-ups. In the world map, you can take on any zone you wish in any order. We are going to start with the tree zone on the left hand side and work our way around. In this level you will face some new enemies, mole-like creatures that takes a few seconds to burrow through the ground, giant frogs that does have a long tongue move that you need to watch out for. You can defeat these enemies with stomps and fireballs. Another new enemy are spiky hedgehogs, which you can stomp on them, but when they go into the ball form you can't stomp on them, but fireballs still work. And you will get some flying enemies that can be defeated by stomping or fireball. The second minigame is just a different variation. Jump on a switch to get a reward. The reward I got is the carrot power-up. Turns Mario into Bunny Mario, and you can fly for longer distances than most flying power-ups in Mario games. You can't do a spin attack, and having Bunny Mario is handy to get the secret exit in this level. If you are playing on Nintendo Switch, you can use save states and rewind if needed. If you jump in tree sap, these moo fish will go straight for you. Can be defeated the usual way. I will from now on only point out enemies that can't be stomped or defeated by fireball. So like Super Mario World, some levels have 2 exits, and if you find a secret exit, you will be able to access another level. As stated, you need Bunny Mario, and there is one in this level. You have to use the tree sap to navigate your way around the level, similar to if you were swimming, and watch out for spikes below and above when you're doing so. In this area, you will come across a variation of the Bombshell Koopa from Super Mario Land, now in a buzzy beetle form, and when you stomp on it, it will turn into a bomb and explode after a few seconds. This is the area where you have to fly to the top right to go through a pipe to get the secret exit. This level is full of Koopa Troopers, and there is a few extra lives that you can get. This time we are doing In the Trees level again, but instead of going through the top right pipe, go to the bottom right to access the normal exit and able to access the top section of the zone. This level you have to navigate vertically when you reach the very right of the area. You want to take out the beetles before they take off or they will pester you. The piranha plants that spit fireballs can't be stomped on. They can be defeated with a fireball, and they take a few seconds before they return back down a pipe after spitting a fireball at you. These small platforms will collapse after a few seconds being on it, and beware, there is an invisible block that can send you back down. When you see darker honeycombs, a bee will come out and target you. They can be stomped on but are invincible to fireballs. I wouldn't hang around, as 8 bees in total will come out of the holes in each area. Another bee type that comes out is undead versions. If you defeat them, they will come back, and can be permanently defeated by a spin attack or invincibility. These fat bees act like thwomps, where if you're close, they will drop down, and then slowly go up, and when they're going up is when you should go past them. Like most Mario platformers, you can run straight across small gaps. In this area, you will face a spiky version of the small grub-like creatures. You cannot stomp on these. Go down the middle pipe, and there are only coins and all the question marks apart from the top row very right, which contains a superstar. But knock a question mark when there is an enemy above it to defeat it. In this area, you will face egg-type enemies that gets launched in the air and goes back down again. You will have 2 types of owls in this level, stationary ones which will fly when you step on it, and owls that act like flying platforms. The boss for this zone will fly and swoop down at you, very slowly, and you need to stomp on the boss 3 times on the head, or with 6 fireballs. If you're Bunny Mario, very easy to jump on his head and hit him 3 times in a row in just one swoop. The next level you can play is the only level on the world map that's not connected to a zone. It is an auto-scrolling level, which means you have to move constantly to keep up, and you can't get squashed in between the side and the question blocks. Take the top left path and you have to complete the Hippo level to access the space zone. Also, you have to take the top exit to do so. If you take the bottom exit, you will appear in a different area of the world map. This level is easy. All you have to do is run into the bubble and hold the run button and mash the jump button to skip all the level and reach the top right exit. You won't see it in this video, but the bottom section has water and 2 fish enemies. You will see the stationary spike enemies that can pop your bubble and send you back down the level. This level has a secret exit to get. As it's set in space, the gravity is different and you can jump a lot higher and further than normal. You will face a new enemy, pigs, that shoot cannons from their mouth, and you can stomp on both. From this question mark, you can jump to another brick above, but watch out for the patrolling robot, and then jump all the way to the right, and you can get an extra life, and keep jumping all the way to the right. This set of question blocks has a fire flower if you need it. To get the secret exit, look for the planet in the background, jump up and around to find the invisible block, and keep jumping up to find more invisible blocks, and then jump all the way to the right. very simple level. If you drop down any of the gaps, you will just be able to run all the way to the right to the exit. 3 of the gaps allow you to climb back up, and the third has 2 extra lives to get. The star at the end of the level can damage you. There is an extra life above it, but you will lose your power up if you want to reach it. Then we have to do the moon stage level again, this time getting the bottom right exit so you can access the final stage in the zone. Beware of the pigs with cannons at the end. The final stage of the short zone is a flying level until the boss. You have to guide yourself through stars that will damage you. You tap A to float up, and then when you want to go down, you don't press anything to float down. And you time your taps gently to keep floating, sometimes waiting for stars to move out of the way. It is an auto-scrolling level, so you have to be fast and stay roughly in the middle. Some of the question blocks will have fire flowers if you need them. The boss for the Space Zone is the main boss from Super Mario Land. There is no gravity, and you need to use this to defeat him as you constantly tap A to fly. As the fight begins, duck so you can avoid his ball attack, which he does twice, or you can hover in the middle and try to avoid both attacks as he fires from the top as well. After a second ball attack, he will zoom down to the floor and then up to the other side. Mash A so you reach his head and hit him. He will zoom down on the floor again to go back up to the other side. You can hit him quickly and then he will repeat his 2 attacks again. Hit him 3 times to get the second golden coin. On the world map, go back down next to the solo level and then head up and right and you will see that you have shrunk and entered the macro zone. The first level has a secret exit and you will need to have a fire flower to access it. There is one in this level and ignore the carrot power-ups. There are several new ant type enemies in this level. The first appears at the start of the level. It will be wearing a hard hat and throws boulders at you. Immediately go down on the pipe when you see your first one. The second one, they don't have antenna and don't jump on it. Wait and it will turn into spikes, and then when the spikes are gone, then jump on it. And the third ant can fire bullets at you from a cannon strapped to its head. The black flames will kill you instantly if you touch it, and there is a power up to the right. And if you are Big Mario, make sure you duck. You don't need to if you are small and go through the pipe to continue. If you need a fire flower, stick to the bottom section and make sure you duck when navigating the platforms. When you get to the area with the question block with the flower, if you want some extra lives, then don't hit the invisible block that's on the right of the question block. Jump on the question block and then to the right, and these different types of blocks that are blocking the pipe can be destroyed only by fireballs, and go down the pipe for some extra lives. Head back to the top section and then you will stand on a row of question blocks. There are some invisible blocks up above, and then use the fireball to destroy the blocks and go up the pipe, and this leads to the secret exit. This is an auto-scrolling level. It's a fairly simple level, jumping from platform to platform. There is no enemies. If you're a Big Mario or with a power-up, there is a segment where you have to quickly spin attack to continue on, or you will get squashed. If you're a small Mario, then you can just fit under the small gap. There is another optional segment where if you have Fire Mario, which I missed, is to quickly destroy the special bricks with the fireball, and you can get an extra life from a question block with a fireball, and quickly fireball your way out. You can, if you want, do the next level, which is the boss level, to get the third golden coin. I'm going to do level 12, the ant monsters, again to get the normal exit and complete the other levels in the macro zone. This level is half ground and half swimming level. Being Fire Mario is really handy in this level. All the ground enemies you have faced before, and in the swimming sections is a return of a classic enemy, Cheep Cheeps. Only can be defeated by a fireball. If you are wondering what the enemy counter at the bottom for every 100 enemies you defeat, a star will appear, a feature that was last used in Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES. But I feel 100 enemies is a bit much, but always a bonus when it appears. This level on the ground, some of the floor will have arrows, and you will move automatically, and if it's facing to the right, you walk or run faster. If it's facing the left, you will walk or run slower, so you have to time yourself when going past a plant or enemy. The brick at the end has a superstar. This section you have to navigate up, going from right to left. Watch out for Koopas and flying Goombas. This level is the boss level of the zone. First you have to navigate a library. Nothing too taxing. I prefer Bunny Mario for this level. There's a new unique enemy that only appears in this level. When you uncover a heart, this witch type enemy will run and grab it. And if you want the extra life, you will have to quickly defeat it before it disappears. The boss for this level is a giant rat that will quickly pop out of any of the 3 pipes, and you have to quickly jump on his head. Sometimes he will go up to the ceiling and will do a diving attack. Most of the time you won't have to move out of the way. Hit him 3 times and you will get the 3rd golden coin. Head right through the pipe and enter the pumpkin zone. The first level you will encounter a new enemy. They are just standard Goombas cosplaying as Jason Voorhees, easily stomped on. There's obstacles in this level that you have to watch out for. Spiked balls that travel up and down on a chain. They will flash when they move. Wait for it to go up top to run under, or jump over when it's at the bottom. In this section, watch out for spikes falling down from the ceiling. If you want to ring the bell, jump to the top section and beware of a vampire guarding it. Quickly jump on his head before he releases too many bats. In this level you will face 2 new enemies in quick succession. Stationary enemies with long tongues, don't touch these at all, and very annoying umbrella-like enemies. You can stomp on them when they are open but not closed. It's best just to run underneath them. I'm getting the secret exit in this level, which will require a fire flower. You will face another 2 new enemies. The Cyclops enemies, when they see you, they will speed up to hit you, and the fire enemies cannot be hurt unless you are invincible. This area, walk right until you get past the Cheep Cheep and then immediately swim, and the next area you will face the classic enemy Boo Ghosts, and you must make sure you are facing away from them to move them in position, and then quickly look at them to stop them, and then navigate up the pipes. There is a mushroom on the left if you need it, and an extra life on the right, but you got to loop around because of the ghosts. If you need the fire flower, make sure you spin attack at the top and then walk under the enemies. Then get the star from the question block, jump on the top section and then jump on the star. But make sure you go back down and into the water, and don't jump too high so you don't go to the top section. Then dive under, use your fireballs to defeat the Cheep Cheeps, and don't touch the enemies at the top, and watch out for fallen spikes, and spin attack the bricks to go down the pipe, and you will access the first secret area of the pumpkin zone. In this level, you can get a carrot to turn you into Bunny Mario, and then fly across the screen getting the coins and using the flying Goombas to get more height. And if you want an extra life, at the exit, continue right avoiding all the enemies and getting a star, and then defeat the enemies for 3 extra lives, and exit through the door to complete the level. Now to complete level 18 again, to continue on with the zone by going through the normal exit. Instead of jumping in the water after the star, continue up the top area, and the invincibility will allow you to defeat most enemies for a few extra lives, and watch out for the final enemy and just run right through the exit. This level is very similar to a haunted house level in Super Mario World. There is one new enemy in this level, a ghost Goomba. They zigzag across the screen as much as its habit in stomping on it. Like all ghosts, unless you're invincible, you will get damaged. This is the only zone with 2 secret levels, so we are going to get the secret exit as usual. First, you must be Bunny Mario to reach the secret exit. This area, the brick doesn't disappear, they just turn black and blend in the background. So see where they are and then jump on them. There is a power up in the question mark above. After the long sequence of blending bricks and ghosts, take a run to the right and jump at the end and over the ghost and fly to the other side. Then avoid the 2 ghost Goombas to reach the secret exit. This level has a classic Super Mario Bros. Feel, with 2 iconic enemies as well. Getting the fire flower at the start is useful if you want to go for the extra lives. And if you are Bunny Mario, then you can avoid a lot of the platforms by jumping and floating at the top. Lots of jumps and small platforms that will fall when you stand on them. There is a lot of bricks that you can spin, jump or fireball to break, and there is an extra life hearts hidden in some of the bricks. I haven't really gone for them as feel as I don't need any, nor risk losing a life for them. Back to Pumpkin Course Zone 3 to get the normal exit and unlock the final level of the zone. Well, I discovered doing this level again that the pipe before the halfway bell leads down to an area that you can get an extra life and a fire flower if you so wish. When you get to the area of lots of disappearing bricks and boo ghosts, instead of jumping and floating to the right for the secret exit, just drop down all the platforms for the normal exit. The final level of the zone, and you will come across a new enemy, a giant leech. Nothing to worry about, there's a lot of boo ghosts and glowing spike balls to avoid. If you are Bunny Mario, I would stick with that power up and avoid the fire flower. There is a new enemy coming up, floating brooms. You can jump on them to defeat them, but they are pretty thin, so it's best to avoid them. And when it comes to the platforms full of masked ghouls, jump to the top to avoid them. If you need a fire flower and more coins, then go down the pipe, but you will have to go up the pipes and activate the invisible bricks. If you got what you need, you can just skip to the right to face the boss. The boss is the witch you've seen floating around the world map. She will teleport either left or right and cast a fireball from her wand at you, and you've got to jump on her head 3 times to defeat her. Sometimes the fireball will go in the cauldron and cause the lid to go in the air, and if you are on it, you'll get damage from the spikes on the ceiling. Head down and right to enter the Mario Zone. This zone does not have any secret exits. This level is a mechanical type level. It reminds me of a Sonic the Hedgehog level. You have to avoid spike traps that are on the ground and on chains. There will be screws bouncing around at the end you have to avoid. You have to ascend vertically for some of the levels, jumping to and fro from platforms and jumping on the spinning platforms. You will have to immediately jump off or you will fall down. Bunny Mario is essential in this level. If you haven't got the power up, there is one by the halfway bell, so you can guide yourself over the larger traps. Here you will have to use Bunny Mario to guide under the halfway bell and float over the spikes. The same thing happens at the end for the bonus bell. This section you have to guide yourself slowly and use the coins as a guide. If you want to have this extra life, then go down the second pipe on the right. Don't jump on the platform above or you'll have to go back around. Slowly jump over the Goombas and you will reach the pipe that allows you access to the extra life. There will be a new enemy in this level, a bear riding a beach ball. You can defeat the bear by jumping and fireball and use the beach ball to safely navigate the spikes. In this section, if you want a fire flower, jump on the third set of platforms. If you want a carrot, jump on the last set of platforms. There will be 2 new enemies at the start of the level, a soldier, which are fast enemies, and the last question block at the end, if hit, will reveal a hidden enemy, and there is a few of these hidden around the level. The majority of the level you will have to ride small circle platforms which will move around the chains, and you have to avoid bullet bills that are constantly shot out of the cannons, and the platforms will disappear when they stop. This section you have to duck to avoid the spikes, and the floor moves in the direction it's pointed. It could go forwards and it could go backwards. These grabbing machines will take you to the other side of various gaps. There is one you have to do later on, as you can avoid most of them by going to the top side. This level's fairly linear. You have to avoid spinning blades, bullet bills, and the pigs that spit out cannons. Are a different shade than the previous ones, but they are not any different or stronger. The boss for Zone 5 is 3 bosses. You face 1 pig at a time, each requires 3 hits or multiple fireballs. The first rolls around on the ground. If you're Fire Mario, you can quickly defeat this one. The second pig bounces from left and right, and the final pig bounces really high in the air. Every time you hit any pig, they get faster until defeated. Head all the way down so the turtle can swallow you into its zone. This is mostly a swimming level. Remember, all fish creatures cannot be touched in the water. Fireballs defeat most of them, so being Fire Mario is very handy. You will have lots of Cheep Cheeps, a returning enemy, the Blurps, similar to Cheep Cheeps except they swim a little more erratically. You will come across a new enemy, Sharks. They are big patrolling enemies and are immune to fireballs and will charge at you when you are close to them. The final underwater enemy in this level is a returning enemy, spiky versions of Cheep Cheeps. They act like pufferfish, they are thin swimming around, and if you get close to them they will puff out. This section, stay to the left of the pillars and either avoid or defeat the Cheep Cheeps and then go down in each pillar section to avoid the shark. This level, which is set on a submerged submarine, has the last secret exit of the game, and it's the hardest one. First, dive down into the water and avoid the skeletal fish, the shark, and the spiky enemies. When you see the bullet bills, swim up, and when you see the Koopa, and if you are big or have a power-up, use the Koopa to make you small so you can fit under on the left-hand side and go up the pipe. This long section before the secret exit, you have to avoid some spikes. Swim up to them and then just swim once to get a boost and then continue to walk. Go under the first spiked enemy, over the second, and you can fit under the third. And then wait until the skeletal fish swims to you and then goes back, then swim up top to avoid it. You can fit under the shark and you will reach the secret exit. This level you can get your various power-ups that you will need after having to be small to access this level. There's a mushroom at the start so you can spin jump through the bricks, and a fire flower so you can destroy the bricks that can only be destroyed with fireballs, and then get the carrot so you can glide over the spikes. Back to the turtle zone to get to the normal exit and access the final level of the zone. Go through the level that you did last time and head right instead of the small exit on the left. The area to get to the normal exit is more swimming and avoiding obstacles. You can get a star in the left corner and get an extra life by defeating the turtles on the way. This area is a pipe maze. I'm not sure you can go the wrong way or it might take longer, but I always took the right hand side pipes when possible, and most of the time there is only one pipe to go through. This section, just walk under the spike enemy and then just like the secret exit, wait by the spike and tap swim once to get a boost. And if you want the bonus bell, go up on the platforms that will drop when you go on it. Don't jump too high up as there are spikes. This level you're inside the well. There's a new enemy you will face, just a Goomba wearing diver gear. They are just as easily defeated as other Goombas. Like the sap from in the tree level, you can use the black goo to guide yourself. Lots of spikes in the ceiling that you have to avoid. Watch out for the Koopa. If you bounce the shell, it will come back, so get ready in between the spikes for it. The boss for the turtle zone is an octopus. It will swim around and spit out little versions of the octopus, but they are invincible. Jump on its head 3 times to defeat it. Head left, and if you want to spend all your coins that you have earned, head right into the hill, and you can gamble them to receive some rewards. I gambled all 999 coins and got 50 extra lives. And then head up and into the last level, and the final boss in the game. The first section is pretty tough. You have to avoid swinging ball spikes, then you will have to quickly jump on the first statue that breathes fire and quickly jump again, and then jump over the next spiked ball, duck until it's safe to jump again. There is a few seconds where while the flame is flashing, you won't get damaged. The next section, head up and avoid the flame, and then you have to navigate the small moving platforms by ducking and jumping. This area, if you jump on the middle floor, you will set off a trap that's hard to avoid, so jump over every middle piece of the floor. In this area, jump on the skeletal platforms and then quickly off again as it will fall. Don't jump too high because you will hit the ceiling spikes. In this area, immediately run right and don't stop until you are in the next room. You will have to start defeating float and Wario faces. You face one to start with, you jump on them twice to defeat them. The next 2 times will be 2 sets of 2 faces. Get the Fire Flower power up if you need it, as you are going to face Wario, and the fight is in 3 stages. Each stage you have to jump on Wario's head 3 times. The first stage, and in all 3 stages, look up and you'll see a crystal ball on the ceiling. Never be underneath it, as when Wario stomps it falls down and can damage you. If you are on the ground you won't be able to move, and if you are in the air you will drop straight down. In the first stage, Wario will run from left to right, occasionally stomping. Before you get to the second stage, you can grab a carrot if you need it, and Wario will eat a carrot and will float around the stage and stomp down. It's easier to jump on the Mario statue when he stomps, so you fall down on it and able to easily stomp on his head. The final stage, you can get a mushroom if you need it, and Wario turns into Fire Wario and is able to throw a giant fireball, and runs around and does his stomp move. You can afford to get hit twice if you're still Bunny Mario. If you liked this video, subscribe to my channel where there are more complete retro walkthroughs plus achievement and trophy guide, secrets and tips from the latest releases. Thanks for watching.